So this video is going to demonstrate 3 different common size cash statement of cash flow statements that you can do. We've already done percentage of sales, but let's suppose that we want to make this worksheet dynamic and change it depending on whatever the user prefers. So in cell E1, I'm going to type the word denominator because we're changing what we're dividing each of these things by. And I'm going to put the number 2 in there for now. So how do we go about doing this? So what I will do first is go back to my net income function here. And in front of the divide by, I will now change it to be the following. So it's going to be choose, parentheses, and it's going to ask for the index number, which is that number 2 that I put in cell F1. So I'm going to click that number and anchor it. And then I'm going to put a comma. And the percentage of sales will be that first one, but maybe instead, let's suppose we want to do beginning cash. So I will do comma, and then go to the balance sheet and C5, or excuse me, make sure it says. Yeah, so balance sheet in C5, so the 2019 cash number. And I'm going to anchor this as well, fully anchored. And then I'm going to put another comma in and go back to the statement of cash flows. And maybe I want it to be a percentage of the net change in the cash balance from here. So I will click that number and anchor it. And then in the parentheses and hit enter. And you can see that it's now changed it to be divided by the balance sheet from earlier. So if I type in 1, it changes. If I type in 3, it changes. If I type in 4, we have an error. We will fix that in a later video. But for now, I'll change that back to 2. So now what we'll need to do is put this new formula in for each of the ones that we did earlier. So I'll Control C, copy that. And now I'll go through and put that in each one. All right, so in the next video, we'll talk about data validation. One other thing that you could do is change this percentage of sales to match up with what you're choosing. So to do that, I will change this to be the following. So this will now be equal to quotes percentage of space quotes ampersand choose parentheses F1 anchored again comma, and then I'll put in quote sales comma quote beginning cash in that quote comma quote net change in cash balance. So in that quote in parentheses, so you can see now that is changing appropriately everything.